Each zodiac sign is a ruling planet, and while not many people realize that, it has a lot of influence over us and how we move through life. There are other things that go into this, but when it comes to a sun sign, the ruling planet has a lot of say-so. While some planets, so is still bodies, rule over multiple signs, they also hold unique things for each one. For instance, if your sign is ruled by Mercury, you likely belong to a sign that craves knowledge and communication. I know, some people might not think that sounds like much, but when you are trying to get to know yourself more properly, it can make a world of a difference. Aries Mars. Signs that are ruled by Mars are often very confident and powerful as whole. Mars, for those who do not know, it's the god of war, and there's a planet full of action and desire. Because of this planet, you're always moving forward. Taurus Venus. Venus for the Taurus brings a lot of romantic tension, to say the least. If you have always wondered why love was something you couldn't stop looking for, this could be why. After all, Venus is the goddess of love. Gemini Mercury. The Gemini is ruled by the planet Mercury, and this planet really does a number on the sign itself. When it comes to communication, Gemini get basically all Mercury has to offer. Because this is your ruling planet, you're likely quite good at speaking. Cancer Moon. Yes, the moon rules over Cancer. Well, this might sound odd, it works quite well. The moon brings out the obsessive side of the Cancer and really give the Cancer what he or she needs to allow his or her intuition to work wonders in the world around him/her. 1. The Cancer often chooses to ignore the gifts the moon has brought forth. They're quite present, nonetheless. Leo Sun. Leo is a sign, ruled over by the sun itself. Yes, this is quite fitting, as a Leo often wants to be the center of everything, and since the sun is what all of the planets in our solar system orbit around, things couldn't be more perfect. The Leo is high-strung and always working towards more. Virgo Mercury. Unlike the Gemini, Virgo didn't get much of the communication aspects this planet holds. For the sign, Mercury brings food most so reflection and willingness to learn. This side is a very smart one, and that in itself can be attributed to the ruling planet as a whole on some level. Libra, Venus. Venus for the Libra, unlike with a Taurus, seems to focus more on the money side of things. This planet brings you to a place where you are willing to focus on the things that make you happy and really go the extra mile to get what you want. As a Libra, you're not often willing to compromise on things of this nature. Scorpio, Pluto. Now Scorpio is, as I mentioned, about one of those signs that has two ruling planets. Well, Mars was initially its ruling planet and thought to be why this sign was so demanding. Pluto energies really feed into things as well. Pluto brings a sense of transformation that Scorpios hold dear to themselves. They often have a lot more going on within that people tend to realize. Sagittarius, Jupiter. Jupiter is known as the king of the gods and rules over the sign Sagittarius well. Because of this planet, the Sagittarius is quite social-oriented, but also very much full of honor. When this sign does something wrong or losing his or her purpose, everything changes. Capricorn Saturn. Saturn rules over Capricorn and holds serious restrictions, which in some ways could relate back to why the Capricorn is so overly closed off most of the time. This sign is one that limits itself big time, and well, Saturn does the same. Saturn is a planet that brings a lot to the table and forces us to really work on self-control. Aquarius, Uranus. This sign old rooting plant with Saturn, which would, as you might expect, restrict it quite a lot, which it seems to do in a sense, but Uranus and its energies are much more intense. Thanks to the energies Uranus has to offer, this sign is much more inspirational and willing to break the mold. Well, this sign does hold back a lot. Those born under it are also quite often rebels at heart. Pisces, Neptune, Jupiter. This old planet that once was thought to rule over Pisces was Jupiter, which really didn't fit as well as most thought. Pisces people are not as worried about other people's opinions as that in itself would entail. That having been said, Neptune as sign ruling planet makes a lot of sense. Neptune brings them to the creative side without closing them off from their true emotions. It pushes them to be more spiritual and really helps them to be themselves as a whole. Thanks for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe.